Hi, my name is Jen. I'm Matthew's mom. Matt was born with NF1, which is a genetic disease with many symptoms. In 2018, he had open heart surgery, which they put in a new aortic valve. And June of this year, he stubbed his toe. It turned black, and no one would listen to me because I knew something was wrong. And finally, someone listened to me, and we found out that the aortic graft is actually infected. He ended up having a GI bleed while waiting for the aortic valve to be gone. And he lost his left arm mobility and his left leg mobility. So I'm asking you, please help us.
Hello, my name's Loretta, and I'm 77 years old. That's right, 77, and I'm a fan of the booth. Sinister One, Keith Hayes. That's right, my favorite. He's like a adorable Sammy Davis Jr., but for the new age kids. And everybody that loves sports, because I love all that New England sports. The Boston Celtics, the New England Patriots. I don't even give a damn about the Jets or the Giants.
Actually enjoy treating your customers like a piece of shit, because that's how I felt when I went to the Alamo Draft House. Okay? You know what? I didn't know that I wasn't supposed to text in your little crappy-ass theater. It was too f***ing dark in that place for me to find my seat, alright? I was using my phone as a flashlight to get to my f***ing seat. So excuse me for using my phone in USA, United States of America, where you are free to text in a theater. I was not aware that I couldn't text in your theater, all right? I've texted in all the other theaters in Austin, and no one ever gave a fuck about what I was doing with my fucking phone, all right? And it was on silent. It wasn't on loud. It wasn't bothering anybody. You guys obviously were being assholes to me. And I'm sure that's what you do, you know, to rip people off. You take my money, and then you throw me out. You know, I will never be coming back to your Alamo Draft House or whatever. I'd rather go to a regular theater where people are actually polite. And, you know, I'm going to tell everyone about how you are. And I'm pretty sure you guys are being on purpose. So thanks for making me feel like a customer. Thanks for taking my money.
Dead ass. Serious. I would hate me too. Look at me. Think he the shit. This nigga don't even crease his Air Forces. What the f***? Shut the fuck up. You lying.
see that cop out? You see that cop out?
Name being reckless.
Van Buren's a brotherhood. Started in high school,
and grew up to be something special. Not too many's gotten this type of opportunity. Haiti's where we're from. Geno's is where we come together, where we break bread. Van Buren's here to change a lot of the narrative. We're trying to change the culture. Show the world what Brockton's really made of.
Probably be doing too much, yeah. Probably be doing too much, Probably be doing too much, yeah. Probably be doing too much, Probably be doing too much, yeah. Probably be doing too much, Probably be doing too much, yeah.
Brockton, New Balance, Snipes.
Oscar Mike Radio is a proud podcast partner of Reach Across America Radio, heard every Thursday at 11 a.m. and Sunday at 8 a.m. Eastern. They're also big supporters of the nonprofit I Got Your Six, 2 Lives at Once. And with every wreath you sponsor through Oscar Mike Radio, $5 goes back to this great organization dedicated to making a difference in the lives of veterans, law enforcement, firefighters, and first responders battling PTSD. 2 Lives at Once pairs these brave men and women together with dogs rescued from kill shelters. In this way, 2 lives are saved at the same time by saving each other. Donate now. Go to reachacrossamerica.org/Oscar Mike Radio to help. That's reachacrossamerica.org/Oscar Mike Radio.
Hi, my name is Al. I am a father and I have 2 kids. I also ride a motorcycle, so please check twice. Save a life. Motorcycles are everywhere.
For more information on sharing the road, visit mass.gov/RMV. This is Viana Marie, and you're watching The Booth, a Sinister One production on Hoobazoo.com.
Are you serious?
Do the Deadpool one-hand reload. Good question. Easy enough. Let's do it. Before I do this, let's see what that looks like. Yeah, that's not hard at all. I don't know if I can do that. That's pretty crazy. Grabs the gun like this, and the mag's in the air and it drops. He does that, and then he racks it on himself. That's okay. In here, ready? Can we get a little closer? All right, maybe closer. Even then.
911? I'll hold.
Can you dig it? Can you dig it?
Yeah.
Can you dig it?
You like some motherfucking action heroes in it. Yeah.
This is blasphemy. This is madness. This is the Booth.
The twisted mind of my literature designed to get into the depths of your mind. Administer sickness around to mimic the likes of snuff cinema. What you must get into, you're nothing but pups. Remember you Homer and Happy Simpson, son. Nothing Ithaca. Talkers like the northern half of Korea's peninsula. ESP your island like the Booth, something sinister. ESP your island like the Booth, something sinister. ESP your island like the Booth, something sinister.
All right, it's your boy Sinister One broadcasting live from the City of Champions. You are watching The Booth. We got a hot show tonight. We got to get into this show real quick. Before I get into my sponsors, I got to thank everybody for tuning into the show last week. All my supporters. Also, special guest Tamisha L, who is running for that Democratic Council advisory for this year for 2024. Our guest is already in here with us. People are already in the chat. Y'all have been waiting for this guy to come on. What's going on? Dennis Donahue, thank you for your service. William Atwood, what's going on? Dan, what's going on? And before I introduce my guest and let him introduce himself, let me get into my sponsors. Michael Douglas Barreto. Yo, I had a controller that somebody in the house broke. Had to send it out to him. 24 hours later, guess what? My controller was back, and I was gaming once again. Your controller's got to be on point. The new Call of Duty comes out in just 2 weeks. All right? So your controllers have to be on point. Michael Douglas Brother, get them out. Lifetime warranty. Also, Beyond the Marines music, 494,000 streams. Get them up to 500,000. Get that music in there. Beyond the Marines, it's personal. Also, you see me at the range. Those big zombie targets that I have that everybody says are kick-ass. Travis has seen them himself. Tactical Target Systems is the guy that you need to go to get those awesome zombie targets. Don Robertson is a retired LA police officer, so support his business, please. Also, I Love Boston Sports. Those are the t-shirts that you can get. And then Kimberly Ian Empowerment Photography and Underwatch Protective Services. If you need any type of security, please reach out to Underwatch Protective Services. And before we get into the news booth, and I get into my guest, I'm going to let my co-host, my special co-host tonight, introduce himself up in the upper left-hand corner. Let him know who you are, man.
Hey, it's Travis with Oscar Mike Radio, going on 8 years with Keith Hayes. We started off 8 years ago. We're still going strong, over 400 shows. We're about military and veteran services, and it's great to be here tonight to talk about this special event, special guest, Keith. It's always a good time.
And, I had to get Travis on this show because it's funny because we were actually here and I had to send this gentleman some stuff about what's kind of going on here. And this past weekend, big ups to everybody who attended the 2A rally at the Boston Common. Very peaceful. A big crowd showed up. And one of the funny things is it's weird how things work out. We've been talking about this product. We've been talking about this machine on this show. We've been talking about it. People have been dropping it in the chat because here in Massachusetts, we've actually jumped up into the #1 spot for being the worst state for licensed carry owners, concealed carry. Look, I don't say a lot on this show about my personal life. But today, some people are going to know I have a license to carry. And I don't like to brag. I don't like to say nothing. I don't like to be like all these people on social media who show off all this stuff. I like to be quiet about it. But today, I got to just let it be known. Let it be known I do have a license to carry. And I've gone to the range many times with Travis. And this gentleman here is part of a very controversial discussion out there. This is the guy that is the CEO of the American Rounds Machines. I've been waiting to talk to this guy. I got a ton of questions. So, sir, introduce yourself first. Yeah.
Just real quick, Keith. It's controversial here, but where I come from, it's just like, hey, why didn't we have this before? It's really great.
Yeah.
So please.
I like it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let him introduce himself. Yeah.
No, thanks, gentlemen. Appreciate you guys having me. For your audience, my name's Grant Majors. I'm the CEO and one of the founders of American Rounds. Myself and my partner Lawrence Saunders started this company in 23. Yes, sir. We're out of Dallas, Texas, by the way. So
you're
a little bit different down here when it comes to this conversation sometimes.
Brand spanking new, and you're trying to. So right now, I saw. I think you're trying to get into Kentucky and Oklahoma, right? Right now.
Well, so I mean, right now we have requests for machines in every state in the country. Almost. I don't think we've had one from Rhode Island yet, but we've got pretty much everywhere else. Florida to Washington, Alaska, Hawaii, every state in between. We've had requests. So we're expanding. We're getting ready to launch a new program. We're getting ready to franchise in about 60 days. We'll be doing American Rounds franchises to help with that expansion.
So let me just eliminate, and I'm going to swear right now, let me just eliminate the bullshit before they jump in the chat. Let's eliminate the bullshit. Because the first thing that I see everybody talk about is security of the... Look, people, come on now. It's a vending machine that sells ammo. Let's get right into the... Nobody's stealing these machines. Let's get into that part.
So let's get in. There's usually two polar sides, right? So your anti-gun lobby, they're, oh man, these things are dangerous. They're easy theft items. I can't believe you're dropping ammo out of a machine, because in their mind, they're seeing it like a candy bar or a bag of chips falling to the bottom. They really don't understand. On the other side, your pro 2A guys, they're concerned about the identification scanning and what we're doing with that information, if we are doing anything with that information. So I'm happy to clear all that up with everybody on your show. And I mean, that's why I'm here. So we can take it whichever direction you want me to go first. And we'll
Travis, what you want?
So I do want to discuss like the theft aspect of it, because you see motivated people taking F-250s or 350s, running through a store, pulling a chain around the ATM machine and dragging it out.
Yeah.
And a Cummins diesel. Well, does Ford put Cummins in diesel? I know, but you got a diesel truck, it can pull pretty much anything. So let's tackle that first.
Sure. Well, first of all, I apologize, my dog's barking. First of all, the machines are always inside stores, number one. And I understand what you're talking about from a smash and grab standpoint, but let's just kind of break it down. With security cameras, they are, with the ammo inside them, they're about 2,000 pounds. Double-walled steel, triple locks. You're going to have some pretty serious equipment to drag that thing down the street with everybody noticing. It's not like a small ATM in a vestibule that's, I mean, it's a lot. It's a big machine. It dwarfs with the size of an ATM machine. We have the ability to bolt them to the floors in areas that if we feel like they need more security than that. But for someone who was going to try to break into one right there in the store before security or police could get there, don't see it happening. So it's not issuing a challenge to anybody. We don't want any vandalism to our stores for our machines, but we feel very confident in the security of the machine in terms of the size, the weight, the strength of the steel, everything from that nature.
So one of the things I really like about this machine and being here in Massachusetts, where we are now, as I said, we are now the strictest state when it comes to this. I've been to many of gun shops with ammo, just wide out in the open, and a lot of our mass shootings come from irresponsibility from gun shops and things of that sort. I feel like your machine is a plus against that argument, against that debate. I think that your machine, the way it takes facial recognition, I'm going to let you explain and get into that.
Yeah. So the thing about, we got to look at the industry, the context of the industry. And one of the positions we take is that if you're going to be in the ammunition industry, if you're going to be a manufacturer, a retailer, if you're going to be a retailer of firearms, manufacturer of firearms, we all have a social responsibility to make things safer for law-abiding gun owners, right? Everybody wants to eliminate and reduce tragedy. I don't think anybody's in disagreement with that. So, when we look at the industry right now, as it is when it comes to ammunition, it's sold two primary ways. Yes, you have your mom and pop smaller shops, your pawn shops, your gun stores, but mostly, right, it's your big box retailers we think about, and it's online purchasing. Those two things have inherent problems with them. One is your big box retailers. They've had an increase since COVID. They've had an increase in theft of almost 30%. Now there's a store, a big box retailer, not far from where you're located, not in your state. But
Target USA?
No, not far from you, but I'm not going to mention their name. They're one everybody would know. They had 500,000 rounds stolen in a single year from one store, from one location, that location. 500,000 rounds.
I think I know who that is.
There's another big box retailer here outside of Dallas in a town called Greenville that had thousands of rounds stolen not long ago. There was a smash and grab at a gun shop where they just blew the truck in just a few days ago down here and jumped out, grabbed what they can, because the ammo just sits on the shelf and just sits there openly like anything else. So that's not to include all your small theft, drop it in your backpack, your pocket, and walk out the door. I mean, that's just easy to do. The other thing is with your big box retailers, while we have certain laws about age and requirements of age to purchase ammo, typically that age range is 18 for shotgun and rifle, 21 for handgun. That's the general standard. It'll vary a little bit by state. So that's your general standard. And when you look at it, I've been buying, so I'm 51. I've been buying ammo since I was 18. So in 33 years, I can tell you I've never had one person card me ever check my ID. And when you look at the school tragedies, right, the average age of situations like that has been 17 years old. Now, also within that group, the last four, I believe, that happened, if I remember correctly, someone will probably prove me wrong, but I think it was the last four, have all been bought online. So when we talk about easy access, there is no easier access for access to ammunition than this. So any 15-year-old with their parents' information and credit card, go online and have 1,000 rounds of 223 or 5.56 or 300 black and have it shipped right to the house, right? So we kind of looked at the context of the industry like that and say, okay, with what we're doing, does it benefit law-abiding gun owners? And how are we going to do that? Because the anti-gun lobby, if you're anti-gun lobby, right, every time that situation happens, right, we just give them more leverage. We give them more leverage to create more laws to do, while we have good laws on the books. We just need to follow them. And so we created a system, with our machines that will just you go up to the screen. It's a kiosk. You're going to touch, select your products you want. We have rifle, shotgun, handgun rounds, all various calibers. We adjust it by season. You can go in there, you can select what you want. We have got match grade, we've got target, what you're looking for. And once you select, you go to checkout, eventually it's going to ask you for your ID. You're going to scan your ID. It'll tell you if it's a fake ID. It'll tell you if it's an expired ID. I mean, it's the same tech that the TSA uses at the airport. So if it's good enough for them to protect our airports, we feel like it's solid. And then it does do facial recognition. And everybody gets a little itchy when I talk about this on some sides of the camp, but it does facial recognition purely to match you to your ID. So you didn't steal someone's ID. You're not borrowing somebody's. It's going to say, okay, the person that's at the machine is the person buying. Once that's accomplished and all that ID is verified, the transaction's complete. Now you get in our machines, it's a policy. It's not about state law. For us, it's a policy. You have to be 21 to use our machines, right? So regardless of round, regardless of caliber, 21. So that's that's, kind of what we set as the standard, as a policy, just to, create a more responsible, safer environment for law-abiding gun owners. Keep it out of the hands of kids that shouldn't be getting it, and do a thing, trying to take it the responsible route. Now, the question then usually it comes up, and I'm sure, people are going to ask, well, what do we do with that data? We do nothing with that data. We do not store on a cloud. We do not store on a server. We do not store anybody's ID information or facial scan or anything. It is purely just to match at the point of the transaction, to verify who you are. And then that's it. It's gone. So we don't share it because we don't store it. It's not there for us to share. We wouldn't share it anyway, right? I mean, that's, we're certainly, pro 2A and Second Amendment supporters. So we would respect the rights and privacies of our customers. But we do want to create a safer environment for law-abiding gun owners, and if anything, make it a better environment to take that leverage away. And heck, it's convenient. Let's be honest, right? You go into your store. Hey, you're picking up some stuff on the way home. Go ahead and just pick up a box,
So for me and Travis, where I think this is a win-win, a machine like this, I belong to Braintree Gun and Rifle Club. And, sometimes you go, it's a great weekend. You're there with the guys and the weather's real nice. And guess what? You blow through a few rounds and you realize, oh my God, we still got some time to go. But guess what? You can't leave and go to the store that might be miles away. I think for a range, these machines have to be a plus for any type of gun club or gun range. Because I'll tell you right now, if I'm at the range and I'm running low and I might want to stay an extra hour, guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to the American Rounds machine and I'm grabbing another batch of 9mm at the range.
Yeah, we've had a lot of requests. We've had a lot of requests from gun ranges, gun clubs. We're excited to work with them. Currently, right now, our machines are in rural grocery stores, Alabama, Oklahoma, Texas, and Colorado, and expanding. But we've had requests in hardware stores, grocery stores, convenience stores, gun clubs, ranges. I mean, you name it. Heck, we even had a request in a hair salon out in East Texas. If you can believe it.
I don't have any hair, Grant, but that's my kind of store.
Right. Those ladies out there at that salon, man, they want their ammo. But that's the kind of response we've had for them, and we feel really blessed by that.
So, looking at the situation, I've seen you've gotten a lot of press for this, a lot of people asking you what's going on and why, and the European press just, faints because, oh my God, it's just, of course, America, right? What's been like, the feedback for your company, dealing with all the heightened awareness and scrutiny?
Yeah, well, that's interesting. Europe's its whole different thing. They think we walk around with grenades and RPGs on our hips, and they don't really quite get the culture. But outside, we're interviewed by about 11 different countries outside the U.S. But and here locally, yeah, we've had our share of hate mail. That's certainly true. In fact, we were recently just and from your neck of the woods, Senator Warren and Markey just sent letters to the ATF about us, which was interesting. Because everything they listed in their letter, we meet all those requirements. So that was kind of interesting. But we're getting some pushback. But that a lot of it came down to just understanding the market. What I found was when I was talking to the media, that when I first started talking to them, I had an assumption that they understood how ammunition was sold in this country. And then not thinking that, hey, they probably have never fired a gun in their life, much less understood that, right? So it only took me one or two to figure out, hey, they don't understand. And so once I've had opportunity to, kind of explain to them the cultural context of how ammunition is sold in the country now, what it is we're doing, why we're doing it, and the comparative nature of what we're doing versus other retailers, it's been a lot more, I'm not going to say necessarily received, but they've given a much more balanced approach in terms of how they report on us. And, I've appreciated that. And I do learn real quick, if everybody has that opportunity, always say yes to an interview. because otherwise they're just going to say what they want. But yeah,
one of the things I like, and like I said, we're here in Massachusetts where we are now the strictest. And my thing is it's funny that Warren and Markey sent these letters out, because when I looked at your machine and I saw your machine, I said that this is safer. This is something I would say should be accepted in the state of Massachusetts, this machine. Because the way you just explained it, the way, like I said, I've been in many, many gun shops here. And I've seen how many gun shops have their ammo, how they have it. And the things that people are going to say can happen with your ammo and your machine can easily happen 2 to 3 to 4 to 5 times more of a risk in a Bass Pro Shops or a Walmart or any of these other places who openly sell ammo. Army Navy stores have ammo. I've gone into many Army Navy stores where the ammo is just right there. The guy behind the counter is probably 80 years old. You know what I'm saying? I myself, being a licensed carry owner, I feel much more safer buying ammo from your machine. And if I own a shop, I'm like, okay, guess what? I'm not tied up with ammo sales. I gotta make this gun sale. I gotta make this firearm sale. I'm not dealing with this guy that's trying to get to the range who needs three cases of whatever. I just think it speeds up the system, the process, and things of that sort.
Yeah,
I would love to see it here in Massachusetts.
Yeah, I appreciate you saying that. I mean, that's really what we're trying to do. We are trying to support law-abiding gun owners, and it's unfortunate. I mean, if you look at the number of firearms that are owned in this country by law-abiding gun owners, the tragedies that occur from a percentage standpoint, is low, but it's still a tragedy, right? It doesn't minimize the tragedy. We all want to reduce that. I mean, that's just a fact. And, I think we can all get behind that. And I would love to see our industry as a whole, take more responsibility and using technology to go that direction. I think it just helps everybody. It maintains the integrity of the Second Amendment and doesn't give them leverage to try to enact stronger laws that, to take away our rights in their Second Amendment. Now, it's funny because with Senator Warren's letter, she cites several incidences that occurs, in terms of those tragedies. And what's interesting is 3 of them, I think she cited they were all underage, so they couldn't have bought from our machines. And the other one was the gentleman that, he bought armor piercing bullets from a person who wasn't licensed to sell armor piercing rounds. And, it was completely an illegal sale period when there would never be armor piercing rounds in our machines. So, you've always got to look at things in the context of what they are, not these knee-jerk reactions. But I think for the most part, our community's done that with us, and we're really grateful.
So let me ask you this, just a different tact here. Let's just say a bad event happens.
Yeah.
And, the shooter is traced back to one of your machines. Do you have a process in place to work with law enforcement on that to figure out what happened and when?
Yes.
Okay.
So, like I said, we don't store your ID information or your facial recognition. I mean, that's not. Now, clearly, we're in stores with security cameras, and if that person approached the machine, we'd be able to see it on the store security cameras. But that would be anywhere you go to buy ammunition, correct?
Right.
The other thing is our machines don't take cash; they only use credit card. Most people use credit card debit. There's several reasons. One is because what everybody uses nowadays, and 2, it keeps our people from having to pick up and deliver and move cash. So it's just a better system. And just like anywhere else, if you're going to buy at a Cabela's or a Shields or an Academy or Walmart or our machines and use a credit card, there's a merchant services transaction record. I mean, there always will be, and that's just part of it. And we could work with law enforcement in a situation where there was a tragedy, and we would want to be supportive of anybody that had that situation. But we certainly respect the privacy rights. We're not. There's this knee-jerk reaction that, oh, these guys are, this has come out because now they're capturing our images and they're sending it to the government. I mean, that's just, that's not only is it not happening, as long as I'm the CEO of the company, that's never happening. That's just not the way it is. And, I've had to go out many times and certain influencers out there that are going around saying this kind of thing. And I'm like, hey, you guys need to kind of retract that because it's not true. We don't want to do that with our customers. We don't want that impression. That's not what's happening, but we are going to maintain safe environments. And we do have to validate that a person is who they are and that they're of legal age. I mean, that's something we have to validate.
And the funny thing is, I hear people, doom and gloom and all this scary stuff about facial recognition. I'm just going to let you know. Everybody who knows me, they know I work for a transportation company out of Logan Airport. Some of your security cameras that are out there right now that a lot of people don't realize, the facial recognition right now that's out there on most of your security cams right now, they can recognize people who are sex offenders and zoom in and monitor that sex offender if he's in that vicinity. They can also now search for people down to the color of the shirt. So if you commit a crime in a place that has security cameras, they can filter for this person had a red shirt, the shooter. That's what they can do now in security camera system. They can filter for everybody that came into that building with a red shirt. And then they can put facial recognition. If you have any type of arrest or any type of license, real ID, they already know who you are. They can already filter for this. So this scare tactics that they're doing with your company, because I see people online saying that, I'm like, these people have no idea that this stuff is already out there.
Well, that's just it. I mean, our phones are doing it anyway. Yeah. I don't know if everybody's aware of it. I mean, if we're walking around with our iPhones or whatever your preference is, but what we are always going to strive to do as a company is make things safer for our communities with always maintaining the integrity of the Second Amendment. We got to have a balance of both, right? Can't go so far Second Amendment that we're just going to disregard community safety, right? But we can't go so far community safety that we completely trash and disregard Second Amendment. And as people in this industry, we have a responsibility to help create that balance and protection of the Second Amendment. And, that's really what our company is about.
Now, how do you monitor you were saying that you can also, you stock your machines by how the season is. Like right now, we're coming up into turkey shoot season, which has now been disrupted because of the new laws that they put into place here, which is going to affect turkey shoot. But how much ammo does your machine hold, and how do you know? Do you do it by region, like your shell breakdown, or we
can see all our machines individually regardless of market. We can make adjustments to all of them at one time or just in particular markets. We try to stay, just so you know, we try to stay plus or minus 5% of any retail big box store price. So if someone ever sees, hey man, you guys are 20% higher than down the street, we literally can just go in. They let us know. We'll go in and key it, change the price right there at that machine, and it's done. Right. So we can change things on the fly. All of our inventory is real time. So anytime some ammunition's purchased, we can see it in our dashboard. So we know how much machine has of every SKU. And the machines will hold about 32 different SKUs. And so, it's a consider, and then, we might be 15 deep, on that. So, we're as a SKU gets low, we'll be paying attention. We'll go out, we'll restock, it just varies. It's rare that we just have one just drop and it just goes out right away, right? It's usually, you sell a few of this, sell a few of that. Everybody likes, some people want their 38 specials, some people want their 9mm. Other guys are coming in to buying slugs. So it just depends on what they're buying. But we monitor it, we go in and we restock it, and we keep it going. And then we just try to adjust, like I said, just based on season, as the season transitions are coming. Deer season will be here shortly. The guys are gonna be out shooting whitetails soon here in Texas, and we're gonna, so we're gonna have 308 and 270s going in the machine, and we just try to keep it updated as much as possible. Now we also respond to our customers when they tell us, hey, we have a location in Oklahoma, and they have a high demand for 410. So really? Yeah, I mean they have a high demand for 410. So, we're going to start stocking that machine with 410. May not see it in our other machines, but we've had a lot of requests there. So, that's it's one of the nice things about the way we are. We can be very specific regionally, store location.
We have a question.
Grant,
go ahead,
ahead,
Travis.
Keith.
Nope, go ahead, and then it's a question in the chat, but I'll let you go first, Travis.
I gotta ask, Grant, do you have like gift cards available for your machine?
So we're working on some of that stuff on the software. Like we want to do military discounts, we do gift card.
I'm just saying, like you could possibly save Christmas and Father's Day and birthday for wives out there. That would be that would be like if my girlfriend got me a gift card to your machine, that's one I'm marrying.
That's the one.
That's the one. I'm just saying, it makes sense, Grant.
I love it. I love it. I love it.
I agree with it.
Love it.
William Atwood is in the chat. He's asking, is there a limit to the amount of ammo on a single purchase from your machine?
Yeah, thanks for asking. We get asked that a lot. No, there's not. Now, part of that's because we don't overstock anything, right? So someone's not going to go in there and pull out 1,000 rounds. So 1,000 rounds of 9mm out of there. So with any given SKU, we're always restocking them pretty regularly. So there's only so much you can buy. I think the most I've ever had purchased out of a single machine's 4 boxes at a time. Mm-hmm. And I would say 90% of all of our sales at this point are single box purchases. But no, to answer this question is no, you can buy multiple boxes.
Nice. Now for your ammo that you are getting, have you signed any long-term agreements with companies to make sure that their ammo is in your machines? Because there's so many brands out there.
Yeah, so we have about 4 suppliers right now. We've been approached by a dozen more. Nice. The nice thing is, we want to have multiple suppliers. So if one runs out of something, the other one's generally has it. We're subject to the same market events that everybody else is in the retail space. So typically, if it's hurting us, it's hurting everybody else too. But we have a lot. We've got some great partnerships. I mean, some of your audience might be familiar with Staccato. Staccato makes some really beautiful firearms. They also, a lot of people don't know, they're making their own 9mm now. We're working with them to put Staccato 9mm in the machines. But we've got some great relationships with groups out there.
I like it, and I can't wait till you guys get big enough to where we start seeing some sponsorships. You guys sponsoring some of these, ammo competitions and things of that sort. I'd love to see that.
Oh, thank you. We've been invited to a couple. We've been invited to a couple of events. But we're a small company, right? We're not even a full year old from our first machine launch yet, and so everything right now is targeted around growing the business. But we'd love to do some of that. We're going to do some things that beyond ammunition. So this is a coming soon feature for your audience. We're hoping by the end of this year, we're working with our developers, but you'll be able to, so especially in these rural towns, for instance, if you go up to the machine and, hey, you want to get a new scope or new red dot, you want to pick up a new gun case, whatever it is you want. We're working on a great product right now that I'll be talking about soon. That is a trigger lock that's a GPS attached to your app. So let's say your pistol's in your drawer, someone breaks in your home and they even open that drawer and it moves the pistol that much, it's going to hit an alert on your phone. So we're bringing some really cool stuff to the machines, and you'll be able to just go in there. When you pick up your ammo, it'll just drop ship right to your house. So we're kind of excited about some of the things. We've talked to the NRA quite a bit about doing NRA memberships, USCCA memberships, and CCA insurance. We want to work with states on hunting and fishing licenses from the machine. So we're really kind of trying to bring it all together here in 25.
Because that's the thing, right? If I go to Louisiana or Texas, got friends and family down there, and I don't have my license, and the Walmart, is like 20 miles away, but the outfitter store is right there with your machine in it. That's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
Or do we play? I'm not gonna be in this weekend, guys. Sorry, I didn't get my license in time. So I see applications there like cleaning supplies for your firearm or
Absolutely.
Ooh, yeah.
right.
Yeah, that's a
And
good
some of
one.
those things will be in the machine. So we're working on one of our new machine designs is going to hold about, it's going to be about double the number of SKUs. So, we're going to put cleaning supplies, mag loaders.
I was just about to say that.
A lot. I mean, those kind of things in there that are, that are nice for the machine. And you'll be able to, pull those there. We're also working, and we're not working with them yet. We're having conversations with, veteran support groups. I can't mention their name yet. You guys would recognize them, but veteran support groups on, folks are dealing with PTSD, suicidal thoughts, those kind of things. Right now, if you go to our machines, there's a hotline at the bottom of the disclaimer. If you're in one of those states of mind, we're really trying to take it like, hey, we really care about the community. It's not just about selling a box of ammo, but we're gonna, and we care about our Second Amendment friends out there, and that's who we're here to support.
Telling what, Keith, I might have to move to Texas. I'm just saying.
We love everybody. Y'all come down. Y'all come down. We'll get some barbecue.
Travis, you like we said, Travis's show, Oscar Mike Radio, is all about veteran support and stuff. And you're here on the booth. It's a totally different atmosphere. It's a totally different, flow to the show. But Travis, your show, he was just talking about the veteran suicides and things of that. Anything you want to add to that? That he could possibly, bring a nugget to you on your show for your viewers.
So for me, when I'm listening to Grant, one of the things you understand from taking VA training like I have and going to VA classes and other VSO entities is the desire to let the veteran have their firearm. We work to defend that right. We believe in it. But there's also this aspect of, if we can put distance between the firearm and the veteran when they're in this PTSD state. So the veteran is in a state and they're going to the machine they're going to either order online or go somewhere to get ammo. The fact they have to give their credit card and go to the machine and have their picture done may put enough distance between them and this event to say, oh, and there's this disclaimer saying call 988 for support. I don't know, Grant, that I don't know how to measure that right now, but that is the kind of thing that we're looking for on the side of Second Amendment people. Absolutely.
Well, one of the groups we're talking to is, as I understand it, like I said, we have a call this week with them, is that they have kits, veteran support kits in that environment. And what I want to do is be able to offer those in the machine at no charge. I just want them in the machine. Those are the kind of things, the steps that we want to take as a company, kind of what we're about. Same thing for all of our first responders. I mean, that's the same type of effort for them as well. It's important to us. We have several former military involved with us. In terms of our leadership and our ownership, and then we have strong connections with some that are still active. So those relationships are important to us, and we certainly value them a great deal.
Absolutely. Because for me, I swore to defend the Constitution, all enemies foreign and domestic, but I never rescinded that oath. So, protecting these rights, even after I served, is very important to me. And seeing this kind of responsibility it's refreshing. It's really refreshing. Sure. So thank you for sharing with us.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
And as I said, we're up here in Massachusetts, and we're getting beat up because of this bill passing right now, and they're gonna take the fight. They're gonna want to get this on the ballot now. They want people to make that decision. I know that we have a shop in Easton. He was trying to get on this show and watch the show to speak with you. The SDW shop, which is a firearm shop in Easton. Me and Travis, we keep saying we're going to go down there. The problem is that they offer so much good stuff. You gotta hold on to your checkbook when you go down there. But this guy's shop, I know he would definitely be a great place to have one of your machines in. It would fit in nicely. Outer Limits and Holbrook is another one. Look. I see a lot of doom and gloom. I think like I said again, I'm going to say it again. Massachusetts would be a great place for your machine. Despite all the BS going on here right now, I think your machine can come in here and kind of change the attitude of some people around here, especially maybe a Liz Warren or a Senator Ed Markey. I really do.
Yeah, I
think
hope so. When I got that, I got that, I didn't even know about the letter. We got a call from a reporter there in DC. She sent it to me. I read it. I found it was funny that, like I said, she posed 5 questions to the ATF. The first 3 we met all the requirements for. The second 2 were really social responsibility questions, which, in all honesty, I agreed with her on a couple of the points, with the exception of federal background checks for ammunition purchases. But I didn't agree with her on that. But the rest of it, from a social responsibility point, I was like, I would certainly welcome a conversation. So back in March, and then forgive me, it might have been February, but it was right around February, March timeframe. I went to DC. I was invited up there. I met with 5 different congressman groups, 4 Republicans, 1 Democrat, and all 5 of them said they'd get behind what we're doing once they understood. So there is, it's just a common sense thing, right? We all want to prevent tragedy, but we want to maintain the integrity of the Second Amendment. So let's accomplish both. And man, we're just honored that people have been as supportive as they have. 99% of all the feedback we've gotten is positive.
Well, I'll be applauding and cheering as soon as I see you guys add in one up, and it's not showing up, but once we see you in one of these magazines, I'll be applauding and cheering you guys. USCCA. I love them. I've been with them for a long time now. For those who don't know what USCCA is, if you do get a license to carry, they're the best. They have an app on your phone, so when you cross state lines, as soon as you cross state lines, bam, it tells you those laws in that state and how you should be carrying, how you can't get yourself hemmed up. They do provide lawyers for this stuff, so I can't wait to see you guys in this magazine. And I'd love to see them interview you guys. I would love to see an interview with you guys in that magazine, because I really like the idea. I really like the idea of ammo and vending machines. I'm a tech guy, and I think it's safer, and I think it speeds up the process as far as purchasing it. And like I said, gun ranges and gun clubs are the ones that are really going to super benefit from it. I don't know how many times I've been in the range with I have a Chris Vector 40 cal, and I'll go to the range, the outdoor range, and I don't know how it's a good day, and I blow through the rounds, and your ass out, and you're like, damn, I wish I could have gotten some. If your machine's there, I could go over, grab 40s, and be back to shoot. Now, how do you keep it market price? You still do that all through the SKU also too?
Yeah.
Just we monitor.
We price check. We look at online, see what everybody's offering, what sales are going on, and we try to keep up with it. It's not an exact science, but we try to do the best we can.
Yeah, I don't know, Travis. You're down there at Holbrook, and Holbrook would definitely love that.
I have. I've got my FNX 45, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm on my last mag already. What happened? I'm like, oh, I gotta go leave the club, come back. I'm like, no, I don't want to do that. I would be all over this.
I think Massachusetts. I think that would be the first in. Would be the gun clubs. I think that would be the first in for you guys up here, definitely.
Well, and this is why we've kind of moved to the franchise model. I mean, when everything kind of exploded for us, we had in 30 days we had over 700 requests for franchises.
Wow.
And they just keep pouring in. So, we kind of looked at it and like, how are we going to expand? How are we going to grow? And it just made the most sense. It seemed like from a strategy in a business. Now we've acquired some intellectual property in this particular space, to protect ourselves and things like that. But, so we felt like, it's a good time to do that and roll that out. So we're 60 days. Like I said, we'll start interviewing applicants hopefully in about 30 to 45.
All right.
Wow.
We can produce about 100 machines a month.
Oh.
It's 5 a day. Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
All right.
And that-
Talk about made in America, baby. Made in America.
That's just current capacity without any expansion with our.
No, but made in
we've got a
America.
couple
Love,
different-
made in USA.
They
Let's
are.
go.
They are. And they're all made in America. They're made in America. Yep. They are made in America.
All right.
I love it. I love it. I love it. You know, and like I said, you know, I right now my ammo, I get bulk from Target USA out of Connecticut.
Yep.
Shipped to the house. That's who I use. But like I said, out and about, man, it's a plus. It's definitely a plus.
Yeah, and then soon
I
you'll be
love
able to, maybe you're soon with all those accessories, you can drop ship bulk right from the machine.
That would be crazy. And the fact that you're thinking about doing accessories, and here in Massachusetts, that licensing thing, the fishing and hunting license, every story I've heard from anybody that had to get hemmed up by the environmental police here in Massachusetts, everybody says they're worse than state troopers. I've had people picked up.
Those guys have a tough job. I know. Our park rangers out there and wildlife guys, they got a tough job.
Man, they utilize the environmental police here in Brockton. This was a big story. So we have a problem with kids riding around on scooters and four-wheelers on main roads, which is a no-no here in Massachusetts. So what did they do last summer? They utilized the environmental police dirt bike team. And, dude, they tore up the city arresting these kids because they were told you can come out the woods and drive your dirt bikes on the street and arrest kids. And these guys were...
Wow.
They tore the city up. People were on social media the next day. They were like, "Who are these guys?" I'm like, environmental police, man. It was like telling them. It was like taking the cuffs off them.
That's crazy. Yeah, I've not heard that before.
Chris Gagney's in the chat. Actually, Chris Gagney had also mentioned you on this show. He was curious about your product. Chris Gagney, this was a great interview. It's good stuff. Grant was on with us, Chris, so you'll have to check it out and see. And again, please shout out your company, shout out the social media and how they can follow you.
Yeah. So again, American Rounds, we're AmericanRounds.com. Trying to update the website. It's been one of the things that's been a little bit on the back burner just with everything else going on, but we're working on that this week. We're on all your social, TikTok, Instagram, X, all of them. Zuckerberg usually puts us in jail. He didn't, every time I try to post on my personal page, I get Facebook jail for 2 weeks or whatever. But, outside of that, we're on all the major ones, YouTube. We post up things regularly. It's not always just about us. We're posting up things going on in the world politically, things going on in the world, in the industry. So,
got to get you on a race car. Got to get you in the NASCAR in the car. Drafting the
hey,
circuits
we had an offer for that.
Get out! Why'd you take it?
It was not time, but we did have an offer for that. We had an offer for NASCAR, and then we had an offer to be in the University of Alabama football team program. Of all.
I'm an LSU fan, but in that case, roll Tide.
Yeah, and that was a decision I really didn't find. I didn't really want to be on a university campus with what we're doing and the controversy.
Well, yeah, that does make sense. Sense.
That's we get asked about that. Hey, where do you place machines? We don't place them everywhere, right? I mean, we're not placing them in liquor stores. I'm not placing them in. I'm not going to place them. I'm not going to place them in vape shops, smoke shops, cannabis shops. I mean, I've had requests for that. We've got we don't just place them anywhere, but we certainly want to place them where our market is and where.
I like that. And that's a positive for me. Anything before we let this guy get out of here and I close this interview out with you guys?
No, what a great conversation, and thanks for sharing with us, Grant.
I appreciate you guys letting us tell our story. Like I said, man. You guys made us better today. I appreciate it.
No, like I said, and like I said, we're in the worst state of all right now. This is the worst, and you got my support, and I'm here in Massachusetts. I would love to see you here. I would love to see the machines here, and anybody who would debate this and argue this, I would fight them tooth and nail and would tell them, you're wrong. You're wrong. This is much safer than open rounds hanging out at Bass Pro Shops on the shelves where a guy can walk away to take a coffee break. You know what I'm saying? It just,
I appreciate that.
I feel so much safer with where you be. Great stuff. Great stuff.
Thanks, gentlemen. Appreciate
Thank
you.
you.
Appreciate your audience. Thank you.
No
Thank you
problem.
very
We're going to take a quick break. We're going to let these guys get out of here. And we're going to be back here with more Booth after this. All right, we're back here broadcasting live. I got to thank these guys for coming on. Oscar Mike Radio, Travis Partington. Thank you, everybody, for who's in the chat. It was a good show. Grant made, oh, man, what an interview. What an interview. Thank you, Chris Gagney. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Good show. I would love to see a machine here in Massachusetts. American Rounds. Good stuff. Let's get into it. 7:53. Let me get into this news booth with you guys. In the news booth. Oh, what's on here? Up there we go. In the news booth. Going a little too fast here for me. In the news booth. There we go. First story of the day. McGuiggans Pub in Whitman. And it's the only story in the news booth because this is tragedy. They're sold. This is the spot that has the shepherd's pie pizza that you hear me talk about often on this show. I have Cape Cod pizza here in Brockton, but when I need a shepherd's pie pizza, this is the spot I go to. They've been sold. They sold their establishment. The new owners will take over in October. And I believe it's going to turn into 2 separate restaurants. The pub was actually one spot, but they had their patio location and they had their restaurant, their eat-in dining spot, which was right across the. It's been sold. It's going to become 2 restaurants. That takes place in October. And like I said, I am crushed. If they take that shepherd's pie pizza off the menu, I will be crushed. In the entertainment booth, rest in peace, Sid Udy, who was also known as Sid Vicious, Psycho Sid. He was actually, if I'm not mistaken, he wasn't Sid the Twin Towers with Mark Callis, if I'm not mistaken, when they first debuted in WCW, was the Twin Towers Mark Callis and Sid Vicious, if I'm not mistaken. Please let me know in the chat. I thought he might have been the other half of the. Let me know. He passed away, lost his battle with cancer. Sid Vicious. WWE did a little tribute for him on Raw Monday night. He'll be missed. Also in the entertainment booth, your next Netflix movie. And I don't know why my stuff isn't. Let me get in here. Hotkey. My stuff isn't advancing. Should be. Hotkey. What's going on here? Well, they're not forwarding through. I don't know what's going on tonight with that. It's got a mind of its own. There we go. In the entertainment booth still. A drunken evening, a rented yacht, and the real story of the Nord Stream pipeline. This is your next Netflix movie, people. For those who didn't hear this story, so a while back there was an explosion underwater near Russia. And they thought it was this underwater earthquake. They thought it was this and that. And it ended up being this major sabotage job that was conspired by the Ukrainian top tier military guys after a night of drinking. So after a night of these guys drinking, they decided, you know what? Let's go F up the Nord Stream pipeline. And they put it all together. And they decided to do this. The CIA was involved, and the CIA actually tried to get them to stop. They tried to get Zelensky to stop this from happening. And they couldn't get it to stop, and they did it. They completed their task. But this would be one hell of a movie, a Netflix movie. So I'm hoping, I'm praying that we get this as a Netflix movie. I thought the story was hilarious. And I would love to see that on film. To be honest, I would love to see it. I could do it manually. There we go. All right. Also in the entertainment booth. Man. Tragic story. And this one here has got me confused, everybody. Mariah Carey lost her mom and sister on the same day this past weekend. And her mom and her sister were estranged. They didn't have a great relationship, but the whole weird thing that keeps coming into my head, and I got to put the tin cap on right now. Conspiracy hat, but there's a lot of talk about the Illuminati and how people keep their fame by giving up souls and sacrificing souls. And some people would sit here and put that tin hat conspiracy cap on about the Illuminati, and they would say, you know what? It's August, heading into September. Mariah Carey needs to keep that Christmas run going with that Christmas, that one song she has that makes her a ton of money at Christmas time. And maybe the Illuminati's like, hey, you want to keep this fame going? We need a couple more souls. Just saying. I'm just saying. When you look back at some of the tragedies for major stars, Cher lost Sonny Bono, who hit a tree while skiing. Usher lost his son. Jennifer Hudson, her family was killed in a robbery. You look at all these tragic stories. Kanye West and his mother. You wonder sometimes with the tin hat on You wonder sometimes about these Illuminati rumors. Is it true? Do they really come for soul in order for you to keep your faith? Makes you wonder. It makes you wonder. I don't know. It's scary thought. Scary thought. Let's get into the sports booth. In the sports booth, preseason is over. The 3 games are done. Patriots wave quarterback Bailey Zappe after 2 seasons. It was a no-brainer. It was a no-brainer. Quarterback Joe Milton III played his ass off to get that 3rd spot. Joe Milton is a guy that they probably may utilize this season. This is a guy, he's like 200 and something pounds, 600 and something, 6 foot something. And this is a guy who can run if he can get to the outside, he's mowing cornerbacks down. So if the Pats need to get some yardage, Joe Milton's going to be that guy on the outside, mowing cornerbacks and safeties down. Running them, he's going to be running them over to get the yardage. So, quarterback, as I said, Bailey Zappe is gone. My feeling is he was overrated. He was overrated. And with that being said, my guys will be here for First Tuesdays. We're going to give our predictions on the upcoming NFL season. I'm just going to let you all know right now, the preseason is over. The regular season starts. Our fantasy football draft is this Saturday. Why? Because Labor Day is early. Labor Day is on the 2nd. So the first football games are next Thursday night. Early. So our football draft is August 31st for our fantasy football draft. And for the Patriots, I got them this year. I got the Patriots at 6-11. And let me see. Let me pull up this let me get this image here for you guys and blow it up for you. I want you guys to see, because I picked the Patriots to go 6-11 this year. And I have the Patriots, and I'm going to be honest here. I really didn't want to say 6, but I'm gonna give you the benefit of the doubt. Let me transfer over here and let you see it. As you guys can see, they opened up the season against the Bengals. I got them losing to the Bengals. And then after that, I got them winning 2 games against the Seahawks and then the Jets. And then I got them losing to the 49ers, the Dolphins, and then the Texans. And then I got them losing to the Jacksonville Jaguars overseas. And then I got them losing to the Jets again. I got them beating the Titans. I got them beating the Bears. I've got them losing to the Rams. I got them losing to Miami. So this year I have them losing to Miami again, both games. Last year they did not split like they usually do. I got them beating the Colts. I got them beating the Colts before the bye. I got them beating Arizona coming off the bye. And then I've got them losing to Buffalo, losing to Terrell's the Chargers, and then I got them getting swept at the end of the season to Buffalo. Now, the NFL thinks they're funny. They got Buffalo, Chargers, and then Buffalo again. They love doing this. Used to be Buffalo would be early in the season, then they'd close out Buffalo at the end of the season. But now they got this thing where they like putting Buffalo almost back to back. The thing here is that the Patriots this season don't have a chance to take the AFC. I can tell you that right now. I think everybody finishes ahead of the Pats in the AFC East this year. Again, like I said, I was real pressed to pick the Patriots to get 6 wins. But I think when you talk about those first 4 games, I always say, after week 4, your contenders and pretenders start to pan out. I think they could take that one game against the. I think they can take one game against the. Because that's early, and I think they'll take Seattle. I don't think they can beat the Bengals out the. I don't think so. I think they lose. I think that's kind of where they're at. That's it. 6-11. We're gonna break down the season next week with my guys on First Tuesday. Also, let's see here. Let's topic. Doom. AHL mandates cut-resistant neck protection for all players and on-ice officials. We've said this. youth hockey, semi-pro hockey, and now the AHL has now mandated the cut-resistant neck protection. As you guys know, we had a tragedy where a guy skate cut the guy's throat and the guy died on real bad. So it's become mandatory. I think the NHL right now is, if you want to or not, I don't think it's been made mandatory in the NHL yet, but I would be surprised. I think it's coming. I think we might come sometime soon. Let's get in 8:05. Let's get into the legal booth. In the legal booth, Martin Shkreli. I don't know if you guys remember Martin. Martin is the kid who purchased the Wu-Tang album, Once Upon a Time. Remember Wu-Tang made an album called Once Upon a Time in Shaolin, and they put it out to bid to the highest bidder? Look, the legal team for Wu-Tang themselves, y'all, look.
Jesus! God! Tap dancing Christ!
Y'all should have known that was going to happen. Y'all should have known that in this day and age, when you make an album and you sell it to the highest bidder and you make him sign all this stuff saying that he's not going to do this and he's not going to do that, you got to know damn well he's going to do it. He's going to do it. He made copies of the album. He sold copies of the album. He sold the rights. He sold the album to another third party. Come on now. Now this dude, now Wu-Tang had to file this case in lawsuits, and this guy has to give it all back. Turn over all the copies to all the people he sold. He got to get it all back. But this could have all been avoided. Do we say Wu-Tang was greedy? When they did this whole thing, when they had this whole album that everybody and all the fans have been clamoring for, do we say that they were greedy and maybe say that you got what you deserve? As a Wu-Tang fan, for someone who didn't get to hear this album, for someone who was never going to have the money to be the highest bidder, do we kind of laugh and chuckle and say, hey, that's karma? It's a tough one, people, because I'm a huge fan of Wu-Tang. I'm a huge fan of their music. But is it? What's going on, Dave Haggerty? I see you in the chat. Michelle, what's going on? Billy Atwood, Chris Gagnon. What's going on, all you guys in the chat? Thank you for tuning in. Yeah, I'm torn. I feel like if they weren't being greedy, and just put the album out for the fans, they would have probably have saved this hassle. And that's just my opinion. I don't know. If you're a Wu-Tang fan and if you think your thoughts are on this, let me hear what you got to say on it. Also in the legal booth, Trump has been indicted again in the federal election interference case following the Supreme Court immunity ruling. They're taking this back to court. His actions on January 6th. We're going back to court. We are going back to court. I'm going to table this discussion next week on the first Tuesdays with my. Let's get into the Biden bombshells. Hypocrites, and more hypocrites. Tulsi Gabbard, quoting President Trump after saying all this horrible things. Last week, RFK Jr. drops out of the race. He was the independent runner for this presidential election. He dropped out. And guess what he does? His family has been Democrat forever. He turns around and RFK Jr. supports and backs Donald Trump. And I'm not going to get into that. I'm going to get into this next week when we get into First Tuesdays with my legal guys and let them discuss. And I think with that being said, I think I have one more topic in the Biden bombshells, and that is Teamster boss Sean O'Brien is upset that he was snubbed to speak at the Democratic National Convention. He was wishing he would be able to speak and talk about the corporate elitists that I always talk about on this show, but he says he was snubbed. And to be honest, what did he expect? What did he expect? He went out there and spoke at the RNC. And it doesn't matter kind of what you spoke about. It doesn't matter what you said and how you kind of called out elitists and how you kind of called out the Republicans. The problem is that you went and spoke at the RNC when the Teamsters Union has backed and supported Democrats for the longest time. The biggest lobbyists for Democrats have, and for you to be upset that you weren't allowed to speak at the kind of like, what was you thinking, bro? What was you thinking? You
No, you done f***ed up, Thompson. No, Thompson.
You should have known when you did that. Man, oh man, oh man. Okay. Again, thank you everybody for tuning in the show. Want to get ready to get out of here. It's 8:10, and it's been great stuff. These are the hats, the beanies, t-shirts started going out this week to certain people. No people seen the t-shirts, hoodies, probably on the way. These are all the shows I produced. Drafting the Circuits on Wednesday nights. Oscar Mike Radio co-produced on Thursday nights. Happy Hour with Lido. Fubar Studios. Homeland Heroes Salute. Bat Buses ride from free till the end of the year. And MBTA just announced free bus routes. Those 4 free bus routes at the MBTA has now been extended to March of 2026. I think I said I saved, or March 2025. I have to double check. Fred Fontaine, state rep, 11th district, running. He sent in his Banner the Beast shown. Also, the Public E, the Big E Arena on September 28th. Public Enemy will be there. The 4th annual IGY6 Two Lives at Once benefit, October 5th, 6 to 10, Knights of Columbus, 1195 Bedford Street in Whitman, Mass. Scan the QR code, $22. Also on my birthday, October 18th, self-titled BK Productions presents Shah Elemento, The Demigods. Man, oh man, one of the best mixtapes I ever had. Also, Save the Tape. Save the date. The pink out. Don't forget your pink. Saturday, October 19th. And my tongue is so twisted tonight. 3rd annual Hide and Seek. October 31st, 8 p.m. Moreland Community Center to receive your wristband for a 15-minute head start. Man, oh man, oh man, oh man, oh. Oh, I'm so tongue-tied today. I'm so sick. Again, everybody, thank you for tuning into this show tonight. Thank you, Travis Partington. Thank you, Grant Majors, for coming on the show. American Rounds. See them machines, support those machines. American Rounds. I'm on a big push. I want them. I'm sorry. I want them here in Massachusetts. I think it's much safer. Or I'd rather see a lot of these stores get the ammo off their shelves and get them in this machine. I'd love it. And like I said, the range, that stuff, I'm down for that. That's it, people. I want to thank everybody for tuning in the show, hanging out with me, hanging out with everyone in the chat. Give yourselves a big hand. Dave Haggerty, Chris Gagney, Michelle, what's going on? Billy Atwood. Jill St. Jacques is in the chat. Dennis Donahue was in the chat. Thank you, all you guys, for being in the chat. Good stuff. And I'll be back here next week, first Tuesdays. SpongeBob, do me a favor. Take us home.
Well, see you next Tuesday.
Thank you for listening to The Booth on Hoobazoo and HatcherRadio.com. Please follow the Facebook page and subscribe to the podcast at Apple Podcast, iHeartRadio, and Spotify. The Booth is a Sinister One production hosted by Sinister One.
I've got to start hanging out with friends that are a little more intelligent and understand politics and stuff. It's just that I'm up on this level up here, and all my friends are down here. Me, nah. You guys, nah. Maybe a little more down in here. Screw you guys, I'm going home.
I smoke, I drink, I do, no ain't, I mean, we stick together, true forever, yeah, you know we bang. I miss those days, which was easy, if only I make it, this don't repeat. Now that I done upgraded, I've been upstate, and y'all think I'm playing, and I got a hit now. For these never back down. I'm that chick with a clean ass whip. I don't need that shit. She's like, I'm my own now. I get hurt, I get tired of fussing, fighting. Guess I gotta crack down. Don't mess with me, 'cause on everything I'ma have to bring the whole city out.
WHOOBAZOO, that's whobazoo.com. Enter website, enter website, enter website, enter website.